Hi all, it's Palest Blue here, but you guys can call me Harry. And today we've got another free-for-all, this time on Vacant. And we're going to be talking about evasion, how to evade bullets. Might sound like an odd concept, something more taken out of the Matrix, but it is strongly applicable to Call of Duty and many first-person shooters. But I'm going to be talking about Call of Duty here. And yeah, so talk about evasion. So I'm going to cover three main ways of evading bullets. There are drop shots, there are jump shots, and there is strafing. First of all, we're just going to talk about the drop shot. So what is a drop shot? Well, the drop shot is basically when if you got the tactical out, you hold down on your right analog stick, or on the default you hold down on the B button. Your player drops into the prone position, often from standing, sometimes from crouched. You sit there, that's it. When you're fighting someone. Why is that effective? Well, you know, obviously if they're aiming at your head or at your body, as they most often will be, you know, the natural human instinct is to aim for the centre of your mass, you know, your shoulders kind of area. So if you're drop shotting, you're soon going to be, they're going to have to move their aim very quickly, and they're going to have to react very quickly, because the guns kill so quickly on this game that if you're returning fire and they're missing you on the way down, you're almost certainly going to win at close range. So it's very effective, especially in Call of Duty 4, where kind of mobility is a bit higher in Call of Duty 4, higher than it is in Modern Warfare 2. So you can drop shot faster. That makes it a bit more effective. As you can see, it's pretty handy here. I've got host in this game, and it's pretty handy with host as well, because you have a split-second advantage all the time. I think drop shots are best done with the tactical button layout. I have heard of a lot of people who do it with the default. The problem you have with default though is when you're jabbing down the B button, you have to take your thumb off of the right analog stick, so you can't aim at the same time, which is alright because you do drop very quickly. But if they're strafing in front of you, then that's a real problem. So if you're going to drop shot seriously, drop shot often, then I recommend you go to tactical. You can see another sort of drop shot there, and I come up from it. If you do need, yeah, that's quite a good point actually. If you do need a bit more mobility, when you drop, you get less mobility when you're prone. So if suddenly they start strafing around you too quickly, you can just, you know, pick yourself up a bit into crouch, and that might throw off their own bit more as well. And plus, you get a bit more mobility, able to follow them in your sights, which is of course the most important thing. So, just quickly on the subject of drop shots, I want to talk about the pre-drop shot. This is basically when you know that a guy is going to come round a corner, come through a doorway, and you drop shot before they even come through it. I mean, this is most often I get a chance to use this when I've got a headset, and I can hear someone on the other side of a doorway coming closer, and I'll just sort of lay down the other side of the doorway and sort of drop shot before they even get around the corner. Obviously, because they won't be expecting a player lying there on the floor. I did do that in my video on sensitivity. I think it's the 20th kill and the 20th kill streak, or around then. I've got the UAV up, and I drop to the floor and take the guy out before he comes around the corner. So that's something else to bear in mind if you have the knowledge that someone's coming around the corner and you're waiting for them and there's no good cover there. Cover obviously would be preferable to pre-drop shotting, but you can do either. Really. Next, going to talk about jump shots. What is it? Well, it's when you're shooting at someone and you press A. Sorry if you're playing Xbox, but the corresponding button if you're playing the PlayStation. And that's where you jump in the air while you're shooting. The key thing really with jump shots is practice. When I used to play, I'd play on tactical now, but when I used to play on default, I really wanted to learn how to jump shot, because obviously I couldn't really drop shot properly. And it took a lot of practice, but eventually I got there. It really is just a case of being very quick on that A button, because you have the same problem, you know, drop shotting on default, you have the same problem really jump shotting on tactical or default, where you're taking your thumb off of the right stick to press the A button to get the jump in, so you're stopping being able to change your aim while you jump. And that's a problem, because if they're strafing, then you're not going to be able to follow them, or if they change direction. So jump shots are often best done at medium range, when you're shooting at someone, you're both strafing in the same direction. You've both got assault rifles, so you're strafing slowly, you've got your aim on them. You can sort of jump in the same direction as you'd strafe and as they're strafing. And that keeps your aim on them while you're kind of jumping up in the air, making it a bit harder to hit. Most effectively though, it's used when you're jumping around corners. If you know there's a guy around the corner and you need to kind of dig him out, you can jump around the corner. I mainly use it also when the drop shot isn't possible. I mean, and that does go for longer ranges, because I won't drop shot at medium or long range, because that kind of damages your aim, and your opponent will probably, still has a good sight of your body there, and they'll have more time to react to your drop shotting. So jump shot I tend to use at medium to longer ranges, drop shots at shorter ones really. Last one is strafing. There's not much to be said about strafing, apart from that you can go two ways or you can go one way. So you can strafe left and right, or you can just strafe, keep going right and right. You might want to mix it up, but often it's determined by what's around you. If you're up against a wall with a wall on the left hand side of you, you're obviously going to start strafing right. You might have to keep strafing right, depending on where your opponent strafes. As you can see, I'm actually strafing there, but that's strafing to aim, and that's quite a useful thing with the submachine guns, because their recoil goes left and right. Actually, as you're trying to compensate for the recoil by moving your body left and right, you're actually strafing at the same time. And it's a very useful tip for the MP5. Strafe while you shoot, because that's a good way to control the recoil actually. Strafe in the direction of their body and sort of move the gun onto them that way. So yep, you can go two ways, you can go one way. I think two ways is probably better, especially if you're going at medium range, because they're going to have to change the direction that they're shooting, especially if they're playing on a lower sensitivity. They're probably not going to be able to do that down the sights. If they're close to you, I mean, obviously that'd be a bad decision, just a bad decision to go down the sights that close to you. Anyway, but if they do that, and it's a mistake that many players make, then two-way is better in that respect. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.